Hello and welcome. My name is Gene, and today I'm just gonna do a little bit of space taking and moving on our mats, whatever point of the day this has found you. So, I bid you welcome. I thank you for taking a bit of your time and joining me. Let's start off somewhere around the center of your mat, on your feet. Plant them on the earth. In your Tadasana, your mountain pose to start. Taking an inhale just to open the chest up. Feeling the ribs expand. And then exhale, softening in the shoulders just so that the ears have some space. Take another breath in here. And breath out. Good. Now one more big breath in through the nose. This time taking a little extra air. Almost like the lungs are to the brim as you sip on that last gulp at the top of your breath. And then exhale, sigh it all out through the mouth. Just to anchor yourself into your moment. In time, your feet have found a place to reside. Legs are reaching up toward the hip bones. Abdomen is lifting up toward the ceiling. Palms can face center or heart center, gathered with the thumbs against the sternum in your Anjali Mudra, your prayer. This time that you give yourself is considered a sacred act of devotion to your body, something that you want to tend, to nourish and nurture. And indeed, devotion is what I offer as your intention today. In yoga, we use the term of bhakti, or devotional yoga, as a way of creating a specific space for your practice to be. Bhakti yoga can traditionally be done with kirtan, or different chants, different mantras and songs. Just as much as the music of your breath can create a cadence for your practice, but it's all of these conscious choices that make you and your space a place of devoted purpose. Take another 4 more breaths in stillness. Coming back to that idea of devotion, what is something that you are focusing your mind upon? What are you devoting yourself to? Maybe it's feeling a little more awake. Maybe it's feeling a little more alive. Maybe it's just feeling a little bit more across the spectrum. Now, to embody this idea of devotion, like in music, yoga has various postures that repeat themselves as a way of creating understanding, in the sense that songs might repeat verses, stanzas, phrases for that emphasis, that impact. So when you feel grounded on your mat, take a breath in, just starting to make your way to the top of your mat, what you deem to be the top of your mat. And then exhale, another mountain pose facing that space for you. Heart is open. As you breathe in, you're just gonna tip the neck forward, resting the chin on your chest, your sternum. And then exhale, arms will reach up and behind, fingertips against the back of your skull. Just to really lengthen out through the back of your neck. Take 3 breaths here. Elbows are out to the sides, just to start opening up through the arms. Breathe. Good work. Take that next inhale, release the arms as your chin comes back to center. And then exhale, fingertips under the chin just to tip the neck back. Giving yourself a nice little throat opening. I've got my index and my middle fingers just along the sides of my throat under the jawline to lift up. Take another 4 breaths here. First breath of anchoring, the ones that follow, just time to gather information. Always welcome to do a couple of really quick circles with your index and middle finger, massaging your vocal cords. Nice. And then breathing in, hands release. As you reach up to the sky, keeping that neck lifted back. On the exhale, elbows bend, palms wide, starting off here with the cactus. Opening up the heart, the chest again. Take 5 breaths in and out. That act of devotion is a form of opening yourself to the experiences before you, and all the while encouraging space in the heart and the ribs, just really widening through the pectoral muscles. 2 more breaths. Nice work. Now moving through a guided sun salutation, we'll inhale, arms reach back up to the sun. And then on the exhale, hands release as you hinge forward from your hips, folding into your Uttanasana. Another 5 breaths here just to linger. Think of inhaling, lifting through the backs of your legs, getting a good stretch in your hamstrings. And then exhale, the heart folds closer to the fronts of your legs in your fold. Breathe here. Relinquishing the expectation of moving right away, of needing to be in the next place right away. Devote yourself to this present moment. What is your body telling you? And how are you making space for that conversation to happen? Nice work. Take a breath in, press into your feet, spine lifts halfway, neck and tailbone connected. And then exhale, knees bend, hands to the earth, just dropping down to the knees for now. Palms of the hands under the shoulders. Once you're in that tabletop, double check that your hips are under your knees, breathing in. And then breathing out, tailbone reaches back to the wall behind you. Good. Now just closing the shoulder a little bit, breathe in, left palm on the ground, right arm reaches up, and then exhale, threading the needle, right arm reaches to the ground, left arm can go forward, or bind behind your back. Just take another 5 breaths here. And then if you brought your left arm forward or bound it behind the back, hand on the ground, by the face, take a breath in, press into that left palm, right arm reaches back up. And then exhale, planting that right hand back on the mat in tabletop. Building off of that a little bit, take a breath in. Right leg is now going to reach back behind, flexing to the heel. And then breathing out, sending your right knee between the hands. Your right palm now comes in front of your right knee. As you open your left arm up to the sky, just getting a little bit of a side plank here. Just like you're threading the needle, you can always bind that left arm behind the back if that feels good. You're doing great. Take one more inhale. And one more exhale here. Good. On a breath in, rotating your chest so that you're facing the mat, palms on the ground, and then curling your left toes behind you. Exhale. Reach that left leg back up to the sky just for a brief three-legged dog. And then dropping down back to the knees for tabletop. Good. Taking that to the left side now. Inhale. Left arm reaches up, threading the needle. And then exhale. Sending that left arm under the right. Right arm reaches forward or binds behind your back. Take 5 breaths here. Again, just taking that moment to close into that left shoulder, pressing your left forearm toward the ground. Two breaths to go. Good job. And then starting with that right hand, if you bound the arm or extended it, bring that right hand by the face. Just to breathe in, press into that right palm, left arm unthreads back up. And exhale, left hand on the ground, back in tabletop. Building off of that again, inhale, left leg now reaches back, flexing into the heel. And then exhale, slide that left knee between the hands. Left hand goes in front of left knee. Just taking a bit of a side plank variation here. You're feeling your left shoulder stack itself on top of your left wrist, while the right hand is reaching up to the sky. It's these extensions and postures of extension where you can really lean into that active devotional spirit. What are you devoting yourself to in this posture? What are you expressing in your body here? Another 2 breaths. Nice job. Now breathing in, you're internally rotating your chest, bringing it back to face the ground, and then curling your right toes on the mat. Exhale, lift that left leg all the way up for a 3-legged dog. Just to inhale, drop down to tabletop. And exhale, walk the hands back, sitting on your ankles. Vajrasana Thunderbolt pose. Shake the body out, great place to drink some water. So as this is your non-traditional salutation, this is just your moment to again check in on yourself. What is your body telling you in those movements? What muscles are finding those sparks of activation? Maybe your core, maybe the fronts of your legs, maybe even all along the tricep region of your arms. Breathe. So from that first portion of your salutation, we'll then inhale, walk the hands out to the top of your mat, take the shoulders with you, and then exhale, elbows bend, engaging in your core as you come down to the mat. Breathe in, press into your palms as you peel the chest up, toes curled behind you, and then from your upward facing dog, exhale, ascend the hips upward, downward facing dog. Another 5 breaths. Last breath in, really pressing into those palms on the mat. And last exhale, reaching the heels down toward the earth so that you get a good release through the legs. Nice work. Breathe in, look up at the blank space between your thumbs. And breathe out, step, hop, float, tabletop your feet forward for your Uttanasana. Inhale, spine rises up halfway, reaching the tailbone behind you. And then exhale, softening in the knees, hands reaching toward the ground, forward fold. Last breath in, bend the knees, roll the spine up, reach the arms up to the sun. And then exhale, pull it all down once the hands have gathered, returning to your sacred space. Nice job. Again, drink some water if you have some water. Using that time just to shake the body out. And then we'll actually bring ourselves to the back of the mat for your second and traditional salutation. We usually do our sun salutations toward the top of the mat. If you ever want to add a little bit more variety to your practice, or if you just want to give yourself that forward momentum intention, then starting from the back and moving forward can certainly be a way to make those momentum-based devotional intentions all the more known. So, feet are planted, heart facing forward. Here is that intentional devotional salutation. Come back to your focus. What is it that brought you to your mat today? Maybe a little bit of heat, little warmth in the abdomen and the core, little space in the ribs. 2 more breaths. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, arms reach up to the sky however you wish. And then exhale, hands release as you hinge yourself forward, heart to legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift the spine up halfway, neck and tailbone nice and long, good work. And then exhale, bend the knees, hands to the mat. Walk your hands out to a high plank, just to bend the elbows, Chaturanga Dandasana. Breathe in, peeling the chest upward for your Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, palms nice and planted. And then exhale, toes curl, hips rise, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. 5 breaths for you. Last breath, good work. When your next inhale arrives, look up at the blank space between your thumbs. And then exhale, step, hop, float, tabletop yourself toward the top of your mat in a forward fold. Breathe in, chest rises halfway with the tailbone behind. And then exhale, softening in the knees, hands dangle down, Uttanasana. One more breath in, bend the knees, roll the spine up, tailbone at the base. And when the hands have reached upward enough, exhale, pull down from the forearms. Take the lessons of that namaskar with you. Nice place to again shake the body out, drink some water. Just a little bit of heat, but again, these more metaphysical practices, we might call it, still keeps you very physically present and rooted, but gives you a chance to really meditate on what it is that you are asking of your time, of your practice, of your experience, and what your body wants from that journey as well. So we'll just start making our way down to the mat for your resting posture this period. Take a moment. Mountain pose has been a bit of a place to root into for a chunk of your practice. So what are those bedrock elements that you consider devotional to you? Devotion, of course, being defined as having qualities of care, of compassion, of commitment to an idea, a person, a place. And then next inhale, you're just going to press into your feet nice and firm on the mat. As you exhale, softening in the knees, almost like a globule of candle wax on a candle. Melt yourself toward the ground. When your hands meet the earth, drop down softly on your knees. And then choose a side just to swing the legs behind. And come all the way back down. Meeting your spine on the mat. Take a moment just wiggling the toes and fingers, moving the body around a little bit until you find a place that feels comfortable for you. Palms can face the sky if you want that more receiving element. Maybe receiving that devotional energy is important for you today. Maybe you want the palms facing the ground, just so that you are really rooted in that commitment to yourself. Maybe it is that commitment to being more physically present in your body, noticing its shifts, its changes, its evolutions. But taking time here just to reflect on this devotional practice, this bhakti experience. It's a place where the mind and body begin that fusing, that connecting. A place where your breath is remembered, your heartbeat is honored, where you leave behind any tension, and thank yourself for all that you do on and off of your mat. So enjoy your rest. Couple moments for yourself. Meditate, be and breathe. And know that I'll call you back to the here and now shortly. starting to bring your awareness back to your space as your mind calls your body back to this place you know. Savor the feeling of a mindful inhale through the nose. The act of devotion that you give your body by taking in oxygen to the lungs, transmuting it to energy that you need to thrive in this world. And then breathing out through the nose, sighing or yawning through the mouth. Using that auditory sound of the breath leaving to bring you back to your mat. That inbound moment could also be comprised of circling the wrists and ankles, of wiggling the fingers and toes, tipping the neck side to side once or twice. But as ever, your body is your own machine of those myriad of processes, cycles and seasons and patterns that you know better than anyone else on this planet. So move your body in ways that serve your return, that honor and strengthen your tether to this corporeal plane. Eventually, you might feel comfortable to remain as you are on your spine for your final portion of your practice, your farewell of sorts. Maybe it feels more comfortable to gather in a seat somewhere on your mat, placement entirely your choosing. After all, it's your sit bones that anchor to the earth if you're seated. It's your spine that anchors to the ground if you are reclined. Your arms, legs, and eyes, all amplifying and resonating that ceiling shape for you. Because it all brings you back to your focus, your intention. The idea of devoting yourself, to the body, learning about itself a little bit more than it did before you rolled out your mat. Maybe there are things you already knew. Maybe there are shapes you already knew. But your body today is different than the body you lived in yesterday. And every day to experience it, understand it, and grow with it is just one of the many acts of devotion that you give yourself on and off of your mat. And with that, it has been my humble, happy honor to have shared this space with you as you've shared your space with me. Thank you for trusting me to lead you on this bhakti or devotional flavored practice today. And may you always live this life in your authentic way, bringing your shine and radiance to this beautiful planet that we share. The luminosity in me cherishes, respects, and will always celebrate the luminous blooming heart in you. Shanti. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me at whatever time this practice may have crossed your horizon. I hope that you enjoyed this little more of a deep dive into the aspects of devotion, because you can devote yourself to whatever it is that matters most in your life, because it is your life to live more than anyone else's on this planet. So until we meet each other on our mats again, may you enjoy whatever meets your horizon. Namaste.